Welcome back to the Empowered Life channel. This channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. Also on this channel I do share with you my journey as I go about trying to live the empowered life, places I go, books I read, different people that I meet, in hopes of providing you with inspiration. If it's your first time coming to this channel, welcome. Please check out my other videos, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you do like the videos, please hit the thumbs up button and share them with anybody you feel that needs a dose of the empowered life. So wow, what a journey over the last 18 months since I stepped out of paid employment to start this entrepreneur life. It has been an amazing journey of ups and downs. And I just want to share with you a little bit in the video today, some of the things that I have learned along this journey. Now, just a recap really of where I was 18 months ago. I was in a job that I was in for 5 years. I did enjoy the job in part, but it got to a stage probably by the end of 2016 where I felt it was time to leave. I really wasn't happy in my job. I really felt that I wasn't reaching my full potential, even though I learned lots of skills and lots of different things whilst I was there. I really did feel that it was time for me to move on. That began really a journey of a process over the year and a half from December 2016 to April 2018 when I left, of trying to figure out the best way to go. I knew I didn't want to go into another paid employment. At this point, actually, by the time I left my job in April 2018, I had been in traditional employment. That is employment where you are employed by a company and you get a regular paycheck every single month for 25 years. Not 25 years in the same job. There's no way I could ever do that. But literally 25 years of being in different companies. My journey along that time from December 2016 to April 2018 really was a journey of building confidence. And February 2018, I handed in my notice. I had never done anything like this before. I was really scared. I really didn't have like a lot of support in doing it, and that made it even harder. But what I did have actually was confidence and trust of God, because I know that God wanted me to take this step. And it took that long, as I've said on other videos, to really believe that this was the path that God had for me, to step out and be an entrepreneur, to do the things he's called me to do, use my talents to create wealth, to empower people and to bring like betterment to other people's lives. So upon leaving my job in 2018, I was on a real high. Oh my gosh, it was so exhilarating. It was so wonderful to be able to have finally taken this massive step of leaving paid employment, leaving the toxicity of the environment that I was in behind, leaving the stress of it behind, being free to be my own person, because I am a creative person. I am very creative. I create books, I create workshops, I create events, I create lots of different things, you know. I am somebody who just loves to be free. It was almost like immediately this huge weight had just been lifted off my shoulder. No joke, I slept literally for the first week. I was really tired, I was really drained, and it took me a week to be able to just, you know, relax and just get back to feeling like normal again. I didn't realize how stressed I was in my last job. I couldn't believe I made such a bold move. Everything I did just felt lighter, you know, waking up in the morning feeling lighter, not having to dread the alarm going off and thinking I've got to go into that place and being unhappy. It was just really just such an amazing feeling. Now, I didn't just leave my job, and I wasn't sitting around scratching my head after I left thinking, what am I going to do? Leading up to the point where I left my job, I was already building my company, YEME Empowerment. I wrote my business plan. I knew what I wanted to offer. Every day ideas would just be coming in my mind, and I'd be writing things down. I'd be bang on my blog posts, watching loads of YouTube videos about setting up as an entrepreneur, reading my books, and the excitement was just keeping me going. The adrenaline of the excitement of what I was doing. I wasn't really thinking about at that point what I was going to do for income. Even though I left, I was thinking to myself, well, somebody with my level of skills and experiences, I can always do temping, but it just never worked out like that. And I think it was that way for a reason, because I think if I had a plan B, I wouldn't have had to have pushed as hard as I have to get to this point. The realization, I think, started to kick in about money probably towards September, October 2018. I started to really doubt myself, and I started to doubt if this was really what I was called to do, especially in the times when the financial difficulties were really, really hard. Me and my husband have been married for 14 years. I have always worked. I have worked since the age of 18. I am now 43 years old, and I stepped out of a paid job when I was 41 years old. And I've been working up to that point for over 20 something years. It caused a lot of stress, but I still believe it was the right thing to do. That process that I went through wasn't the act of somebody who just up and made an impulsive decision. I spent a lot of time praying about it, fasting about it. I got confirmation time and time again that this was the way I was to go, you know, and I wouldn't have done anything like that if I didn't believe God was in it with me. It was a window of opportunity moment where I believed that I needed to step out, otherwise that moment would pass me by. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every single day was inspiration, every single day I was getting up and it was just joyful and wonderful. It's not. But what has really encouraged me, what has really helped me, is listening to those great entrepreneurs, the books that I read, the YouTube videos that I watch, and understanding that it is part of the journey of being an entrepreneur. Nobody starts with loads of money in their pocket. Nobody has lots of support when they start. Your family and your friends may not believe in your ideas or the things that you want to do. But that is one of the things that is key to being an entrepreneur. You have to dig deep within yourself, and you have to draw that what you need out of yourself. Fortunately for me, my faith in God has helped me to draw from within. I think that's one of the things that has been really hard on this journey, is the financial stuff. You know, how do you put into your company? How do you put in and invest into the things you need to do when you have all these other outgoings? Work from last year to now has definitely picked up. As I've shared on this channel, you know, I've been doing events. I'm just about to do my third big event of the year. In between the time that I'm doing the work that's helping to sustain my family and my businesses, I'm also creating new things, new resources, new workshops to bring in more income. At the moment, I'm working on my third book, and that again has been really challenging this year, because this is the first real year of me being out here self-employed. So obviously I've had to do a lot of things to bring money into the house and into my companies. Now that I have a little window of time, my thing that I'm doing at the moment is to just be writing every single night, doing 1,000 words a night. Hopefully by the end of January, my book should be finished. I wanted it finished by December. It's not going to be finished by December. I reckon it's going to be finished by January and, you know, ready to go by the end of February. But that is just the way it is. You know, you have to prioritize and put those things that are bringing in money first. The creativity you must still always do. That's what I found. I still have to be creating my blogs. I still have to be creating my YouTube videos. I still have to be creating my products. But I need to be able to make sure I can commit to the paid work that is going to bring in money. I think being in traditional employment for 25 years, my thinking was conditioned in a different way. For instance, in the area of money, I've really had to look at how I spend my money. Last year, when I had money, I was still thinking and probably spending it like I was in a traditional job. But this year, especially from February this year, I've learned that when I have money that comes in from contracts, I have to make that money last until my next set of contract money comes in, put aside for bills and put aside for savings and do all these different things. My mindset has completely changed in terms of money, and it's still not where I want it to be, but by next year, I know what I need to do because I've been doing it. I know what I need to continue to do. I didn't know how to really think long term as a self-employed person, what that entailed about your taxes and different things like that. And I'm slowly learning that. My mindset also as well had to change in terms of how I viewed myself. Because in those moments, and it's something that I talk about, when discouragement sets in, I did a blog post recently on my YEME Empowerment website where I talked about discouragement. I had to really dig deep and get back to that place when I left my job back in April 2018, when I was full of passion and enthusiasm and full of belief in myself. It has been a long process to be able to think, right, this is the path that I'm on now. I'm really doing this. I'm really an entrepreneur. I'm really a self-employed person. I'm really living this life. And this is what this life, this journey entails. So these are the things I need to do. It's taken a year to get to this point. And I think with that has come clarity for me. With that has come this peace, rather than this panic where I was in last year, where I was panicking. I always believed in my abilities. It was never that. It was just everything else that was outside of my control, and it still is outside of my control. All I do now is try and trust God in everything. Trust God in the process. Trust God that where I am right now in my journey is exactly where I need to be. What can I be doing whilst waiting? Is to work on the things I need to do. Create my stuff, get more knowledge, honour the contracts, put myself out there more to get more work, let people know about YEME Empowerment. And I'm slowly starting to do those things, you know. I really think that clarity has come through the process of all the things that I've shared with you on this video. And it's not easy. It's been very, very hard. But if I was to look back and people were to say to me, would I have made the same decision? The answer would have been yes, because it was a window of opportunity moment. There's no doubt about that. I think that one of the things that I wish I knew was that it would be such a hard and lonely journey. And that's something I'm thinking about, maybe starting my own little thing, a little network for entrepreneurs. I was watching a video by the creator of Spanx. But one of the things that she said was that in that early stage, when you're the most vulnerable and most fragile, you really should keep your ideas to yourself. She said she shared it with her dad, and her dad laughed in her face. And she said because of the type of person that she was, you know, she come from a comedy background, and this really helped her to be able to deflect that total non-belief in herself and her ideas. That is why the journey is a little bit lonely for me, because nobody around me is doing the things that I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm special or anything, but everybody else is on a different path to me. So I really don't really share a lot of my ideas. I have to be able to protect this little baby that I'm trying to birth. I'm really thankful that this year I have more work than I did this time last year. And that to me is a positive sign of growth. So that has really been my process, my realization of the entrepreneur journey so far. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are somebody on your journey who is going through your own process, please share below in the comment section what it has been like for you so far. Maybe in a year's time, I'll be coming to you with a totally different story. But I just see all the good and the bad and the difficult as part of a process. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to receive it at first, but it has shaped me and helped me on my journey. There's loads of different things that are coming up for me in the new year, but at this point in time really is about maintaining, stabilizing the things that I have done so far. And so that is it for this video. Please check out my website www.yemeempowerment.com.